live, on air, and online. This is WSAV Coastal Sunrise at 6.
The search continues this morning for two swimmers swept away by a powerful rip current off the shore of Hunting Island Beach on Sunday. Rescuers have already recovered the body of a third swimmer. It's Monday, July 15th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kim Gusby. We'll tell you all about that story and much more. But first, let's turn to meteorologist Lee Haywood for a look at today's forecast. And Lee, after this weekend, we need some drying out.
Absolutely. Listen, anywhere from 2 inches to up to a half a foot of rain fell in parts of the area over the weekend. We need some days where we can kind of get sunshine back in, keep the rain out of the forecast. And we have some of that activity for midweek. I'll talk about the better forecast after today.
Okay.
That'll be in just a bit.
And that's good news for us. All right, Thanks a lot, Lee. Time right now for a look at our news this half hour. And we begin this morning with more on the search for 3 missing swimmers in the low country. WSAV.com's Will Nunley joins us now live from the newsroom with the very latest on this developing story. Will, what can you tell us right now?
Well, Kim, emergency workers are expected to return to the shoreline of Hunting Island within the next 45 minutes to resume what is being called a recovery mission at this point. One man, as you mentioned, is dead and 2 remain missing after reportedly getting caught up in rip currents. A 38-year-old man, his 17-year-old son, and another 17-year-old friend of the family were reported missing in the water shortly before 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The body of one of the 17-year-old swimmers was pulled from the water just after 6 last night. Several agencies, including the Sheriff's Office, Ladies Island Fire Department, and the Coast Guard, began searching for the swimmers after receiving that distress call.
There were 4 people on a boogie board, and the current pulled them way far out, too far to where they couldn't get back in. They started hollering for help, and several people went in trying to get them, and they were going up the beach so fast that we couldn't hardly catch up with them, and then it's out so far we couldn't get to them. And then all of a sudden the boogie board shot up in the air, and 3 of them just disappeared right then.
Crews called off the search overnight near the Hunting Island campground. Now, we have a crew on Hunting Island following this story for you. This is just one of several major stories we are tracking from the weekend right now for you on WSAV.com. As you head to work, bookmark our site for the latest developments and sign up for breaking news emails also on WSAV.com. Live in the newsroom, Will Nunley, News 3.
All right, thanks a lot, Will. Keep us posted. Well, a not guilty verdict for George Zimmerman has sparked protests across the country. People took to the streets in New York City and across the nation Sunday to protest the not guilty verdict. Many protests lasted well into the night and are wrapping up this morning. The Florida man was charged with shooting and killing 17-year-old Trayvon Martin last year in a case that sparked debate about race. Zimmerman said the shooting was in self-defense. Well, demonstrators also plan to march on Washington, D.C. today to protest immigration reform. The conservative Black American Leadership Alliance organized the rally. They're using Congress to pass legislation that protects millions of Americans who do not have jobs or are struggling to find jobs that support their families. 3 minutes after 6 o'clock, it is Monday morning and time now to take a look at our forecast. Good morning to you, ladies.
And a good morning to you, Kim. Folks, hope you had a wonderful weekend, even though we had a lot of rain over the area. Now today, rain chances are going to be lower for the coastal empire and low country, but you still want to carry along the umbrella. Widely scattered showers, downpours, even a couple of afternoon thunderstorms across the region. High temperatures that are going to reach in the mid and upper 80s today. And as we go into tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, rain chances lower as the temperatures go up. Right now, watching a band of inland showers this morning, western parts of Bryan County, also Liberty County into Long County, down into parts of Wayne County. Again, this activity sliding from east to west this morning. Very warm and muggy on the island of Hilton Head Island. Your fair right now 81 degrees, middle 70s with a few low 70s across the interior counties. Again, we're going to get a chance to dry out this week. I'll have those work week details coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Lee. And now for a check of what's happening out on the roadways this morning, let's head on over to Claire Beverly from Traffic One for traffic updates. Claire, Twinkies hit the shelves today. Do you plan on picking up a box?
I do not plan on running out and picking up a box, Kim. However, my guess is that there will be a welcome back Twinkie party here at Bob 1069, and if there are Twinkies here, I will, of course, eat one in celebration. Our drive coming into Savannah, Chatham County, Bluffton, Hilton Head, overall not too bad, but a reminder that if you are heading to Sylvania, Statesboro, or Millen, there are still stretches of Highway 17 that are closed due to flooding. Also in Bluffton, a new traffic light today, the intersection of 170 and 278. It's been on flash. It will become a fully functional light sometime today. And our radar hotspot is is Liberty Parkway at Staley Avenue. I'm Claire Beverly for Bob 106.9.
All right, thanks a lot, Claire. Now let's take a live look from our Savannah Cam, our area's largest network of live cameras. This is Highway 21 at the intersection of Crossgate. You can see traffic picking up at that location. Roads are still wet. We want to remind you to watch your speed as you travel. An area of Screven County is more waterlogged this morning than others following a break in a dam over the weekend. It happened at the Herbert Jacobs Pond in Screven County. Now that's just off Highway 17 near Rocky Ford Road. And this is what it looked like on Saturday night after the dam burst and the 25 feet of water in the pond began spilling over onto Highway 17 and into the Ogeechee River. The problem began with the recent series of heavy rains. Officials say one of the pipes was having a difficult time filtering all of the storm water, and it eventually gave way. The Screven County Emergency Management Director Harvey Kreider says the rush of water was so strong at times it broke off pieces of pavement. Department of Transportation crews have blocked the roads that have been washed away. Part of the railroad nearby was also damaged but is now being repaired. No one had to be evacuated. The 80-acre pond that was held back by the dam is now almost completely drained of water. Well, following the break in the dam, emergency officials kept their eyes on the water levels of the Ogeechee River. Fortunately, those levels didn't rise as high as some had originally feared, but with the constant wet weather, some of the water has already been washing up at homes in Effingham County near the Eden community. News 3's Raquel Rodriguez shows us how those who live along the Ogeechee know what they've gotten themselves into.
If you don't batten down the hatches here, you could be out of luck.
Find stuff out in the woods just floated off. We try to tie everything down, but some things you miss.
Including Don Chance's boat trailer. As he wades through the water looking, he says you can't mind getting wet if you live near the river.
We enjoy it down here. It's a lot of fun. Quiet, private.
Those who live near the Ogeechee River know that this flooding is just a way of life. Right now the water level is to my ankle, but as soon as I start backing up, the water level keeps climbing. And Chance says this really is nothing. He's experienced some water levels close to his waist.
When the water gets up higher, it doesn't hurt anything as bad as it is now. We're just running over the road, it erodes the road out.
To make sure this community won't come to harm's way, the Effingham County Emergency Management Director is keeping his eye on the river.
With 13 feet water levels, you know, once it hits about 14 is when I get really concerned, because then we're starting to breach some of the houses. So as long as I can keep it under about 13.6, I think we'll be fine.
Houses supported by beams are keeping homeowners high and dry.
Those citizens that we have in the area are very resilient. They're very prepared for what's going on. They've made the necessary precautions they need to.
Chance says living near a flooding river isn't for everyone.
You can't predict it. You can't be a weatherman down here. You can just take it as it comes.
In Effingham County, Raquel Rodriguez, WSAV News 3.
Chance says the roads have been flooded in his community since May. Well, there were so many areas in and around Savannah that were hit hard with standing water over the weekend, and many are still trying to dry out. One of those is the Rice Hope neighborhood near Port Wentworth. The heavy rains eventually led to several feet of standing water on Saturday. At one point, it was as deep as 2 feet. The water was both a danger and a nuisance to families in the area. One family actually tried unclogging a neighborhood catch basin to try and help the water recede more quickly. They joined many families in the area who were looking forward to the rain slowing down sometime later in the week. 8 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Monday morning, straight ahead at 19 minutes after 6. Your unhealthy habits may have an effect on your kids, more of an effect than you may think. Watching too much TV rubs off on them.
And a good morning, low country of South Carolina. We have some hit or miss downpours across the area today. Your rain chances at 40%, winds out of the northeast and east with highs in the mid and upper 80s. I'll have your complete weather update after the break.
Minutes after 6 o'clock on this Monday morning, some neighbors in the low country say they're fed up with their property manager and they're asking WSAV for help. News 3's Brittany Shane has this on your side story.
We've had a lot of problems here, not just with the landscape, but the water issues. I've replaced my whole living room and hallway floor because of water damage inside.
Tony Arnold and Michael Sensitz are two residents of the Oak View Commons neighborhood in Beaufort, which is a property run by Quinco. They took me around and showed me several different property issues they say need to be fixed. And not only are these issues not getting fixed, the men aren't even getting any answers.
We have had very little to no communication for at least the past month. Very little action has been done, and we have several items that need to be repaired.
When will the grass be cut? When will the trash be picked up normal? What are you going to do about the water pressures? I'd like some answers, because we're not getting any. They're not even returning our phone calls. They're not returning emails, phone calls, or nothing. So basically, we're just out here by ourselves.
Despite residents shelling out more than $240 a month in HOA fees, the problems linger. Lawn care issues, no water pressure, sewage backup, and even road repairs are part of their concerns. Concerns they say are going unaddressed.
Oh, it's horribly frustrating, you know, to work 40, 50 hours a week, come home and see the outside of your house just looking like trash, or trying to take a shower and having to run around in the shower to try to get wet. You know, it doesn't make for a happy home environment.
It's just kind of hard to say, okay, I've paid you an X amount of money, I need something in return, and we're not getting it. They're just not, we don't want to communicate with you. And it's like, I have your money, so I don't care.
The neighbors say, unfortunately, the next step is to go to court.
We're looking at finding a lawyer, because we're getting sick of the issues and we want this stuff repaired ASAP.
News 3 did try to contact the property managers over the weekend, but were unable to reach anyone for comment. Be sure to follow News 3 for any updates to the situation. 14 minutes after 6 o'clock, it is Monday morning, and we are looking at a new work weekly, hopefully a much drier one than last week. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning to you, Kim, and folks, hope you had a wonderful weekend. You know, Mother Nature needs to turn the spigot off, so to speak, and I think this week we'll trend to do that. Today there is a decent chance for some showers and thunderstorms out there. Now, 88 degrees the forecast high. That's 5 degrees cooler than typical values for middle July, but notice as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, temperatures beginning to return to maybe a little bit more normal for this time of year as the rain chances go down. So again, we have some good news in the forecast. We're going to kind of shut the spigot off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with only a stray shower storm in most areas on the rain-free side. Out the door this morning, widely scattered rain, 76 degrees, middle 80s for the midday hour, 86 this afternoon, 40% chance for showers and thunderstorms today, and high temperatures on average across the region. Well, they're going to get into the mid and upper 80s. Right now, there's not a lot of activity on live Hargrave Titan radar this morning. We had a batch of showers a little earlier this morning. Now, they're seeming to fizzle out right now. Still, though, there is some coastal convergence, some instability offshore, decent amount of clouds there as well, and they will pull onshore through the day. So we will see showers develop during the daytime heating and continue to progress from west to east. Now, notice what has been happening over the past couple of days. This is the rainfall totals from 48 hours. Here in parts of Liberty County, upwards of 6 inches. Overall, on average, though, 2 to 4 inches over the region. Some spots getting locally a half a foot of rain. So very heavy rainfall, and this on top of those saturated soils. The rivers are very high, and so be very careful out there. This is the 24-hour rainfall forecast. Again, good news here. Not a lot of areas above 1 inch. You know, last several days we've seen those 1, 2, 3 inch forecasts, and today we're keeping it under an inch. 73 degrees this morning. Hinesville, Savannah, we're 75. Warm, and temperature not changing much out at Hilton Head Island, but sitting at 81 for a couple of hours. 73 at Walterboro with mid-70s in Beaufort. So we call it coastal convergence. It's when high pressure sits to the north, we have lower pressure to the south, and the air kind of gets squeezed as it comes on shore of the coast. We're seeing that this morning. We're developing showers over the unstable waters, and they will continue to progress on shore today. Look at the forecast. Notice we have these showers continuing to progress in. As they do so, we have showers heavy at times for the region. Then tonight, conditions should die down a little bit. So that is some good news. Rain chances lower as we head through the evening hours. 88 degrees today, inland, 84 on the coast. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms out there with partial sunshine. Tonight, rain chances decreasing down to 74. And actually a pretty good forecast as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures warming up, rain chances lowering quite a bit, and then nice weather Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, very much seasonable. 92 for your high, partly cloudy skies and isolated showers and storms. And we need isolated storms instead of these soakers that are hitting everybody like we saw over the weekend.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Lee.
Oh.
18 minutes after 6 o'clock right now, and topping this morning's health report, a new study finds that colon cancer survivors face an increased risk for developing a second cancer when compared to the general population. An analysis of 12 cancer registries finds people diagnosed with colon cancer have a 15% higher risk for a second cancer when compared to the general population. Patients whose cancers were located in the descending colon were a third more likely to develop cancer again. The risk for small intestinal cancer was 4 times higher than the general population among colon cancer patients. Researchers recruiting participants for an Alzheimer's study made an unexpected discovery. Nearly half the applicants had early diabetes. All the participants were under a doctor's care, and people with known diabetes were excluded, yet 43% had impaired glucose tolerance, which is a precursor to full-blown diabetes. Some of the participants had diabetes and didn't know it. Researchers are trying to learn how and if the two conditions are related. Plus, a new study shows that how much time a child spends in front of the TV depends on their parents' viewing habits. The University of Pennsylvania finds each hour a parent spent watching TV resulted in an additional half-hour of viewing time for their children. Parents studied spent about 4 hours a day watching TV. Parents' TV habits played a larger role in kid TV time than rules about viewing and whether they had a TV in their bedroom. Researchers say the best way to restrict the amount of time your kids spend in front of the TV is to be a good role model and turn it off. 19 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. Stay with us. Lee has your Storm Team 3 weather on the 3's beach forecast at 6:23. Straight ahead this morning at 6:32, rallies and protests to the not guilty verdict out of the George Zimmerman trial continue across the nation today as the Martin family comes to terms with the results. And later this morning on Coastal Sunrise, a weekend fire destroys the home of one Savannah family. A look at the dramatic video.
Now, News 3 Sunrise Sports, presented by Hilton Head Exterminator.
Good Monday morning to you. I'm Sports Director Ken Slatz. It's time for Sunrise Sports. Truly a busy weekend across the board. Here are your headlines.
With Headline Sports, I'm Joe Carter. A huge blow in track and field as elite sprinters Asafa Powell of Jamaica and American Tyson Gay failed drug tests. Powell, a former world record holder in the 100 meters, said he was caught for using a banned stimulant which showed up in a test last month. Gay, a former world champion and the American 100 record holder, admitted to the positive test but didn't reveal the substance. Last month, Gay posted the fastest time in the 100 meters this year. On the baseball diamond, Sunday against the Blue Jays, Orioles first baseman Chris Davis tied Reggie Jackson's American League record for the most home runs before the All-Star break with his 37th. It was also his 4th home run in 4 days. Davis, who leads the majors in home runs, finished today with 4 RBIs. Baltimore won the game 7-4. Well, at the age of 71, Morgan Shepherd made history in New Hampshire. He is the oldest person to start a NASCAR Sprint Cup race. Meanwhile, Brian Vickers took the late lead, held off Kyle Busch, and won on a green-white checkered finish. It's Vickers' first win in 75 races and the 3rd of his career. On the links at the John Deere Classic, 19-year-old Jordan Spieth became the youngest PGA Tour winner in 82 years. Spieth outlasted David Hearn and Zach Johnson on the 5th playoff hole for the victory, earning him a spot in next week's British Open. And finally, with the birdie on the first hole of a sudden death playoff, Phil Mickelson defeated South Africa's Brandon Grace to win the Scottish Open, which gives Mickelson his first win on European soil in 20 years. Mickelson was using this tournament to help him prepare for this week's British Open. With Headline Sports, I'm Joe Carter.
A lot of folks been reminding me of late it is time to get some sunshine back in this forecast, including our producer Elizabeth, who wanted to go to the beach this weekend and just couldn't do it because it rained the whole time. And let's take a look at what's happening. Right now we're seeing just a couple of isolated showers over inland southeastern Georgia. Now on the coast today we will see some more widely scattered downpours, but I do think we'll be definitely seeing improvements in our forecast Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. UV index today going to be on the very high side. Let's go to the beaches as we see partial sunshine, 84 in the surf zone today. Moderate risk for rip currents. Be very careful if you are going to the beach today and you plan on getting in the water. Again, those rip currents risk are enhanced today. Winds out of the east, rather brisk, 79, and breakers running 2 to 4 feet.
6:26 right now, and it is that time again. It's time to wake up and win with Coastal Sunrise.
Every morning we're showing you one of our Coastal Sunrise mugs. We're giving you a picture and you have to identify where in the Coastal Empire and Low Country.
That's right. So if you guess, you win a month's worth of free premium roast coffee from McDonald's plus one of our mugs. So take a good look. Here's this week's photo for you. Do you know where this mug is? Lee's still trying to figure it out.
You know, Chris went hard on us this week.
He did.
I think I might know, but then again, you just told me my guess wasn't right, so I don't know.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy, but if you know, just log onto our website, WSAV.com, and head to the contest section.
Every Friday, we'll announce a winner.
That's Wake Up and Win with Coastal Sunrise. Good luck. Stay with us. You're taking a live look now at City Market from our Wild Wing cam. This is Coastal Sunrise from WSAV News 3.